Hey, welcome to today's devlog. Today we're gonna be continuing the work we left off last time, add some new exciting things, and start implementing an inventory system for the game. I'll have a playlist for the devlog series down in the description. Keep in mind that episode 1 also has a TLDR version of it, so you can get a quick summary of what happened there. This episode is a bit more on the cozy side, so sit back, relax, and enjoy my struggles. But before we jump into the updates I've made, I'd like to share this funny clip that had been completely forgotten about. It's from back when I was struggling to get the player controls working. If we do this, wait, does that mean that worked? It works, oh my god, I got so jump scared. Holy shit. It works. It's alive. Oh my god, and the collisions are working somewhat good. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. I'm a fucking genius. It's so perfect. It's so scuffed and so perfect. So last time we left on a cliffhang of me making a vision system where a player casts out a ray in front of them, and if it hits an object you can interact with, it'll be identified. Since then, I've made it so that if the object is identified to be a chair, you can just press E to sit on it. Very simple. I did it with this code and it works like a charm. To make it a bit easier for the player to know if they're looking at something they can interact with, I've added it so there will be an outline around the object. I did this by using this lovely asset I found on the asset store, which is free for anyone to use. I wonder if this works. I'm trying to make it so when you look at something, it'll add an outline. Ooh, it works and it's making my game laggy. Let's go. I'm dying whenever I look at this. Oh god, what the fuck? Clearly my code wasn't very optimized. So it turns out I was adding the outline every single frame I was looking at the object. So it's not a surprise that my frame rate was quite unhappy. So after 2 hours of figuring that out, I made it so it toggles on and off instead. Okay, this should work. And I have a whole lot of debugging to see that it's working properly. So let's see. Wow, it works. That's amazing. Oh my god. It works. And it's almost midnight, but we got it. Then I worked on a system I've thought about for a while. So I want the player to practice writing Danish as they're playing the game. Therefore, there'll be some sort of text input system in the game. I thought it'd be a great opportunity to try this out on the doors. So I made it so you'll have to write open, which is Danish for open, to go into the room where you want to go. Now when you go over to here, you can write open by clicking this, instead of having the keyboard for it, because I know people who are playing this game probably not have a Danish keyboard. So you can wait, what? It's only the why? What? Oh, all of these have been anyway, you go over here and you can press these letters and you can use them to write. So now you can write open and it'll go over there. This is the script for the door. It will, on a rake, make sure there's no text and you don't see the input field of the keyboard. Then if you go into the radius of the door that I've set, it'll come up with a text and it will activate the input field on the keyboard, instantly click on the input field for you so you don't have to do that. And make sure you can't move, because it's a bit disorienting if you can move while writing. And then if you leave, of course it'll reverse all of it. Then on update, it'll check if you press escape. If you press escape, you'll go out of the input field and the keyboard mode. You'll still see the text though, and I will probably change the text to say like press E to re-enter the mode. It'll check here if you're pressing E and you're out of the mode, so you can go back into it and you'll no longer be able to move again. and the keyboard and input will be back. And then down here, it's checking to see once you press return if you have written anything that seems to be good enough to open the door, like open door with or without capital letters. So yeah, and that works pretty well. Took me a while, but I figured it out. I'm really glad with how that turned out, but from now on, I'll let the clips speak for themselves. All of them were recorded as I was working on the game, so you'll get an authentic behind the scenes look of how the development is going. I just added a balance feature, so now your character will store how much money you got. Seeing here, public int current balance will be of course saved when you save, and it will be referenced when you go to buy something. So just as an example, I added a little vending machine. Here it is. I know, it's so stunning, so beautiful. And I've also implemented now that there's a UI controller, so you will get the relevant UI whenever you are in a particular scenario. So most of the time it will just be clear. I'm not really sure of the UI design just yet, but I want to go with something simple because, you know, less is more. But yeah, I have it so when you go to a vending machine, you can see here, and you press E, it'll display a balance, and the balance will get it from the player at the beginning. So let me show you. We go over to the vending machine. You can see it's interactable, and we'll press E. You can see here there's a balance displayed. I have now added some buttons here to the vending machine. Now when you play, you can go over here. Boop. See a balance up top left. You can click the buttons. They don't do anything yet. Something important to note that I made the canvas here. It's just a tiny canvas right in front of the vending machine. It's set to world space, so it's like physically in the world. The camera I've set to is this vending machine camera that it automatically goes to when you click on the vending machine. I also added this little debug button, so you can see here if I add currency, now it's 45, 5 more than before. So yeah, doing stuff. I've now made it so you can go into the vending machine and press exit to go back out, and of course it'll save which camera mode you were in. Alrighty, now I've added so when you click a button, it will add that number to a string so we can tell what the player has pressed. I'll showcase it here. I press 1, it says 1, and then 8, now it's 1 8, 186, 1863, and so on. Now I'm gonna add a little display that shows it and make it a minus, actually be able to remove something. Alright, so what I got so far, when you insert a button, you'll insert a number. If there's more than 6 numbers already, nothing will happen. I have here on the vending machine dashes, so when you insert a number, there'll be a number instead of the dash, and that's represented here. One of the dashes get removed, and the clicks, which is a string of numbers, will add that number you clicked into it, and then this text I have right here will reflect that. And when you click on the little minus key here, it will do this. If there already are no numbers, nothing will happen, but if there are numbers, it will remove the last one and it will add a dash to the dashboard. So let's see if it works. So I put 1 2 5, and then okay, that doesn't. Oh, wait. There we go. As you can see, it works perfectly because I am smart. Alrighty, I'm following this guy's tutorial on inventory stuff. As you can see, here we have the player. This is the inventory. 10 slots, there's nothing in these ones. And then you go over this item, picks it up, and there it is. Okay, and now I've added, following the tutorial still, that when you go over the items, they'll put it in the free slots. So these items you can only have a stack of 3. So you'll see here, it goes 1, 2, 3, and then instead of going 4, goes 1 on the next one. And now to demonstrate that if you pick another type of item up, it will handle that. So we see here, we have circles and we have a square. It goes circle 1, circle 2, square 1, circle 3, and so it's a max stack of circles of 3. Boom, circles here. Alright, so I just added the input system. I swear this is like the 3rd time I've tried editing it, but I can see that my tutorial really wants me to have it. I also found this tutorial for rebinding because I want rebinding in my game. It's kind of a noob thing not to have rebinding as an option. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna be using the input system, tweaking my code to match that. I don't know what this does. It's kind of scary. This project is using the new input system. Sure. Please don't fuck my project. Alright. I'm not scared. You're scared. I actually made a backup of my game here yesterday night, so I'm mentally prepared. Alrighty, here we go. Now with the input system. So we're gonna need to like change all of these things like this. We need to change this. The console is not complaining, that's a good thing. Alright, there's a bunch of new issues, but worry not. I got this, okay? I got this. I've changed all of these from input.getAccess horizontal into the thing here. I think the issue is I do this input.getAccess X and getAccess Y. We're not allowed to do that anymore. So I need to figure out what he does. That's not gonna work. I need to watch a video on this yet. I don't understand. 45 minutes! Oh, we're in for a long one. Okay, so I have my movement here. Wow! And then I have my view. I've just added this, so I'm replacing input.getAccess mouse X with this. And let's see if it runs. Alright, a lot of mistakes, but oh! We can look around. Can we walk? We cannot walk. Alright, we have a few things we need to replace, but you know, I think once I've fixed all these, it'll work. Trust me, okay? We got this. Alright, so I have replaced all of them. And here with this Vending, I had to completely change it because the way it works with the input system is that when you start an action and when you cancel an action, it has to refer to a script. So I call that in the awake, so it knows from the get-go. If this is started, I'm sprinting. If this is cancelled, I'm walking. Instead of this, if it's held and if it's let go. And don't mind all these errors. Because look at this. We can look around, we can move around, we can pick things up. It's pretty good. It just complains a bit, but the most important thing is that it runs, okay? Okay, so far so good. Okay, so I have been having this problem when I go to the door here. It won't let me type. And it won't let me click on the buttons. It doesn't even highlight the buttons. And I can't press escape or anything, which is weird. So I thought the doors are just broken, right? No! Wrong. So when I go to the teacher, press E to talk, nothing's fucking happening. So I'm guessing I'm completely misunderstood something in my code. Because clearly, shit ain't working. But I don't get it because like it gets when I'm walking. I'm walking, I'm sprinting. This is whoa. That's definitely a speed boost. I guess I'm gonna have to fucking try again. Yeah, wish me luck. Oh god. Okay, sidetrack. I realized I can make Unity dark themed. This also now is dark themed. Because I added this and it's very sexy. And then there's a fucking flashbang. No more fucking bright shit. Okay, now back to figuring this shit out. So currently I am making a bunch of different voids, functions, whatever you want to call them. Because apparently the way it works, you have to always call a void, I think. So bright. I've been trying to read here about it and I'm realizing I don't understand it. That's what I realized. I realized that I don't fucking get it. Alright, I found this tutorial. And apparently, if you make an axis, a path through axis, you just use bools to see if it's getting clicked or not. And that's what I've done. And so when you look at this and you press E, boom, it does like it should. You know? It can figure it out. Oh, what? I'm pressing exit. How does it know that? Wait, what? Wait, how did it know I wanted to leave? Wait, this works? This line of code works. Let me test something. If play controls player interact triggered. Yo, what? Why does he do it this confusing way? When you could just use dot triggered. Bruh. What? Okay. Well, that was... I'm so confused. But oh well. Alright, time to just update the rest. Like, how the fuck do I figure out if I'm scrolling? Because I'm using scrolling. And that's a bit of an issue. Alright, I've gotten pretty far in replacing all the code. I just learned a valuable lesson that I thought I could give on to you, my children. It needs to have this enable, disable in every single script that it's in. I thought it only had to be in one script, so I was like, oh, the play controller handles that. But no, and that's why all my fucking things have not been working. Because I was like, why is it not working? I should just be able to write it triggered, and it's not getting triggered. And the reason why is because it's not even interacting. And I've been trying really hard to make this scroll wheel work. Let's see if it works. This works. This works. I've put the sensitivity to a nice level. You go over E. It speaks. I'm trying to use the scroll wheel here. It's not working. It keeps saying 0. I don't get it. Oh god. I don't get it. Alrighty, so I've gotten the scroll wheel to work. My only issue is that I cannot get the fucking arrow keys to work. I want you to be able to also use buttons instead of scroll wheel in case you have like a fucking weird ass scroll wheel or something. So here's the scroll wheel. Very nice. Very fluid. If I you can do that if you want, but it is pretty controllable. It's not too sensitive, I would say. But here I've been trying to mess around with the arrow keys, and this is what it is like so far. I press oh fuck. Right now I have it on interaction press because I want it to be that it only triggers once. So here I pressed it once. And it just kind of goes, and I'm not really into that. So I'm really trying to experiment here. I don't understand it at all. Press is not, maybe press and release? It triggers every frame you're pressing down the key, and unless you're really fast at pressing down keys, it's not gonna work for you because it'll just go also. No, this is the issue. I just want it to be one. See, it's really hard. I want it going down. It's very inconsistent. I want it to only trigger once. And I've tried slow hold, doesn't do shit. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna try all of them, I guess. Tapping does not work. What do you want from me? Is it because I messed with the settings? Fine, I'll leave it on default. Jeez. Alright, my PC just crashed. It's going good, isn't it? It's going really good. Fuck. Yo. I just had a fucking genius idea. Are you ready? So I was sitting and I was just thinking, oh god, how do I make it fires only when it starts? And then I remember there's something called dot started instead of dot performed. And I am now thinking maybe that's all I need. Alright, look. If this works, oh my god. It doesn't. Fuck. I have a new idea. What if it's because it only sets it back to 0 when I let go? Now I just put it into its own void here. Right after it does this, direction equals 0. Boom. Ooh. It works! Now if you hold the button, it will not do anything. So you have to press it, like if there's 4 options, you know? But I don't think that'll be an issue at all. We need to fix sending in the command and leaving the door. And that was pretty easy. The only thing that was the issue was that I did not have this in here. So now that we have that, we can go to the door, we can escape, we can go to the door, we can press enter, and everything works like it should. So now I'm gonna work a bit more on the inventory system, I guess. Alrighty, I am working my way through the tutorial. This one right here. I'm on episode 4. They're very long, but we're making a lot of progress. So now, first of all, I've just put in some placeholder symbols so you can see there's like items coming in. Can't pick this last one because I only have 2 slots available. Something I put, and then you can do this. Wow, can't put them in the slots yet, but you know, it's progress. It's progress, baby. Let's go. Alright, so I've been following the tutorial and I ran into a bit of a wall because I want player inputs to be customizable, rebindable. And the way he does this is he hard codes that if you press left shift, then you can split stacks. My problem is I want it to be a rebindable key, and it's a bit different when you do it like that. I'm not good at this. I don't really understand what's going on half the time. I'm trying to understand. So what I did was like I was doing this. The usual, if it starts, then shift is pressed, and boom. But the thing is, it won't actually trigger. I think it's because of the type of script this is. Because it's an abstract compared to this. That's just the normal class. So I tried putting it into this normal one, and it can work. You can see that down here. You can see that I'm pressing shift. True, false, true, false, true, false. Boop, 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 boop. That's only because I have it in this one. If I don't have it in this one, it won't work in the inventory. I want it so when you're holding shift, you can split stacks. It's so confusing, and I don't get it. Like, there's no really good tutorials out there, I feel. But I'll work on it. Whoop whoop. Alright, I have found a solution. So what I do is that I hard reference the player controller, who's not an abstract class, because I could get it working on this script and I couldn't get it working on this script, so I'm just gonna yoink the information from this script and put it into this. So what I do is that I find the player and get the script, and then whenever I'm clicking a slot, I will check through that script. So now you can see that when I go in and I have multiple items, I can shift click and then it becomes 2. I need to make it so it updates the UI, but you get the point. Alrighty, I fixed the little issue. Look at that, it's beautiful. And how did I do it? Well, I just added this so that if the number is less than 1, it just makes it blank. Before it just said if the number is less than 1, I'll just not update the text. I have now made it so you can press an inventory button. It doesn't save stop yet. And I made it so, of course, you can rebind the key. You can have any key you want to be the inventory key. I got you. I got you. I'm on part 6 now. Alrighty, that's all I wanted to say. I'm really tired. It's almost midnight. My. And that was all for this time. We'll continue the work on the inventory system next time. Till then, have a lovely time doing whatever you do best. Alrighty. Bye. Psst, don't forget to subscribe.